On the morning of April 9, 1917, all 4 divisions of the Canadian Corps came together for the first time at the Battle of Vimy Ridge. Many historians see the victory of the Canadian Corps at Vimy as a significant nation-building event for Canada. Photographs create the impression that they capture reality, but in fact, they are a construction. The photographer makes decisions when taking a photo, what's included in the frame and what's left out. A photograph can provide evidence about people, places, and events that isn't available in other sources. But photographs capture only an instant in time and must be questioned, explored, and interpreted. There are 5 key steps to analyzing primary sources. The 5 W's. Context. Exploring. Reaching conclusions and finding proof. This is the taking of Vimy Ridge. How does this photo provide a deeper understanding of the Battle of Vimy Ridge and how the war was communicated to the public? Consider the 5 W's. Who took this image? When? Where and why was the image taken? What's happening in the image? The photographer behind this photo is Captain William Ivor Castle. Photography had been used in war since the mid-19th century, but it wasn't until 1916 that the Canadian War Records Office was created to document the conflict in Europe. That same year, Castle was assigned as the official photographer of the Canadian Expeditionary Forces. War photographers of the time carried bulky tripods, fragile cameras, and delicate glass plate negatives. As a result, they often had to stay back from the front lines. Sometimes, photographers would stage pictures of soldiers in training, passing them off as battle scenes at the front, or in some cases, even manipulate the image. The taking of Vimy Ridge is a composite. 2 negatives combine to create an impression of the battle. Can a doctored photo reveal something of the truth about the battle and how people perceived it? To understand how this photograph fits into the larger historical picture, we need to consider its context. Lord Beaverbrook, head of the Canadian War Records Office, saw potential for photography, not just to document the war, but as a propaganda tool to shape how the public viewed the war. Before photographs were seen by the public, they were reviewed by government censors. Just months after the Canadian victory at Vimy, more than 80,000 visitors paid to see the taking of Vimy Ridge as the main attraction at the Canadian Official War Photographs exhibit in London, England. Reproduced at more than 6 meters long and almost 4 meters high, it was advertised as the largest photograph in the world. How might this context shape your understanding of how the Battle of Vimy Ridge was presented to the public? Examine the details in the photo. What observations can we make? Shell bursts dot the sky as soldiers advance through no man's land. 2 fallen soldiers lie in the foreground, casualties of battle. Consider what's included in the image and what might be outside of it. Photographs like this became the public face of the war and shaped many people's perceptions of Vimy. In the public imagination, these photographs had symbolic importance. They created an impression of what it meant to be at war. There were over 3,500 Canadians killed at the Battle of Vimy Ridge. Castle's composite image added this human loss into the photo. Develop an interpretation of the photograph based on what you can infer from your observations. What message do you think this photograph communicated to the public? Compare your conclusions with other primary and secondary sources. Examine the personal letters and newspaper reports in the other videos in this series. Do these sources confirm or challenge the conclusions you have drawn? Historians can't always come to definitive conclusions. Sometimes there is not enough evidence. Think of this photograph as a puzzle piece. Historians assemble and analyze tens or hundreds or even thousands of pieces of the past to create a full picture of an event. But pieces often go missing, thrown away, or buried in an attic. For a historian, this means there's rarely a complete picture of the past. More often, we're given a window to look through, a glimpse of the bigger picture of history.